Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Like I said, I'm Janine Perez. I'm the director of the Student Success Center here in the College of Education, and I've got my amazing team with me today to present. And we also have some of our wonderful current undergrad students that are here to share a little bit with you too. So get your questions ready, and we're going to talk a little bit about advising support and our advisors. So before I hand it over to Francesca, I want to draw your attention to our advising staff here. So the top one, Maricela Alvarez, who is not able to be with us this afternoon. She is one of our academic advisors and will be working a lot with our incoming frosh, as well as she provides some support through a group called the Promise Group that we'll talk about in a little bit for our first gen students. So Maricela is someone that you're going to come in contact with during orientation and through advising. So I wanted to make sure that we highlighted her here, although she's not able to be with us live in person. And I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Annie. You want to introduce yourself and talk a little bit about the peer mentors, and then Francesca and Angela.
Thank you, Janine. Hi, everyone. My name is Annie Nobuhiro. I'm the Student Success Center coordinator. So I help support, the advisors, students that come into the center. I help with logistical stuff. And, if you have any questions, I'm here to support you. So don't hesitate to ever reach out. I've been on campus for a while, so I'm at 15 years now, so I'm pretty familiar. So please feel free to reach out. And then we also, like Janine mentioned, we have a couple peer mentors that help, with support our students. We have Alina, who helps supports the frosh. And then we have Maritza, who helps support the transfer students. So it's just really nice to have them both to help students, learn more about the campus, when they're going through transition or if they're new, just to have that nice support from a student perspective. So we really appreciate having them as part of our team. Thank you.
And then I'll go ahead and I'll introduce myself. My name is Francesca Teixeira. I am the graduation and retention specialist here at SJSU within Lurie College. I am also an academic advisor, but I also do serve in different functions as well. Mainly where you'll see or interact with me is I work with our probation students. So hopefully none of that will happen to any of you, but if somehow you may end up on academic probation, then you would be working with me around that. I also work with students who are no longer students at the university, who are thinking about returning. So those are called our former student returning. So I also work with that. I help with university petitions as well. We have a financial grant that students can apply for in our college if you're experiencing some financial hardship. That's called our hardship grant. I'm the case manager for that. And then I also serve as the liaison for, we have different cultural centers here at SJSU. And so I serve as the liaison for the BLOC, which is the Black Leadership Opportunity Center on campus. So very nice to meet all of you today, and welcome to SJSU. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Angela.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Angela Iraheta. I'm one of the academic advisors as well. I help out with just GE, major advising. You also have a major advisor. So we support them in the GE registration process, enrollment. I specifically help students with change of major or adding minors within our college. So if you are interested in possibly adding a minor, I would be the contact for that. I look forward to talking to you all also about the other advising stuff that we have in the college. Thank you. And then now it'll be the students, so they'll introduce themselves.
Thanks, Angela. So we're really fortunate to have Maggie and Edith here with us. Maggie is a CD&S major and Edith is with CAD, Child and Adolescent Development. So Maggie, can I ask you to go first and just do a quick intro, let everybody know what year you are and what is one of the highlights that you've experienced within the Lurie College and a piece of advice for our incoming students.
Definitely. All right. Hi, everyone. My legal name's Meghna, but I also go by Maggie, whichever one I'll respond to. As Janine said, I am a CD&S major and I am in my 3rd year. I guess a memorable moment I have from being part of the Lurie College is their Student Success Center, actually. I've definitely used it a lot more this year, especially with all the little activities that they have out there, whether it's like watercolors or board games or just like a place to chill and hang out and work. It's one of my favorite spots on campus, so I love it there. A piece of advice I have for everyone, I'd say if you're ever struggling in a class or you're like, hey, that's an interesting thing, but we're not going to cover it in class, I want to know more, email your professors. Like in my head, I tell myself the worst that's going to happen is they're going to either say no or tell me something else, but it doesn't hurt to ask. So definitely email your professors and start connecting with them as soon as possible.
That's great advice, Maggie. I think that's one thing that students definitely, it's not uncommon to kind of struggle with that a little bit, feeling like, oh, should I reach out to a professor or not? Like, can be a little intimidating, but they're all humans just like us, and they're here to support you. They're here because they want to see you be successful, and they really do want to interact with you. I think sometimes they're wondering like, oh, does this student want to talk to me? So it's a great piece of advice. Thank you, Maggie. Edith, you want to share a little bit about your experience?
Yeah, hi everyone. So my name is Edith Urbano. I am a CHAD major and I am a graduating senior this semester. A highlight that I've experienced, I would say literally just stepping anywhere near the Lurie College building, I always see someone that I know, whether it be like a classmate, a professor, or any other support system that I see in the community of Lurie College. It's just like the best because, just reminds me of how like heavily community based this college is. And I just love it. A piece of advice I would give is definitely like, don't be afraid to ask for help. Like, college is here to serve you. They are here for you and to see you succeed. So definitely don't be afraid to ask questions about anything and ask your professors about anything, because kind of how it was mentioned, they love like interacting with you. Like I met with a professor like earlier this week and they mentioned that they just love talking to their students. So I was like, oh my God, like I should have communicated with my professor before, because it seems like they really enjoy that. So yeah, definitely that.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Edith. And so I just want to encourage our future Spartans that are in the room to pop questions into the chat. You can unmute. Maggie and Edith have had some years at San Jose State, both in person and online. And so they really are a wealth of knowledge. So if you have questions for them, they're going to hang out for the duration of the presentation. Feel free to put some questions in the chat for them. All right, so Angela is going to take the mic again and talk a little bit about what academic advising looks like here in our college.
Thank you, Janine. Yeah, so our academic advising and our model that we follow is a holistic advising model. With that being said, we do look at several aspects of you as a student, both including physical, social, cognitive, and emotional. And that can range from both your mental health, your overall health, housing, finances, as Francesca mentioned as well, your relationships, both family, friends, your emotional well-being. A lot of the things that we go over during our advising sessions are mainly academic, but we do offer support as far as providing you with other resources on campus that may be helpful to you. We have a lot of resources such as the health center, CAPS, which is the counseling and psychological services, personal growth, professional development. We have a career center that's great, and we also have a liaison with them. So we do a lot of work with just connecting you with a lot of the resources on campus, in addition to that academic advising. I did get a question, a direct message asking about how to schedule an appointment with us. So we do use Spartan Connect. So you can use Spartan Connect to make an appointment with one of us, a one-on-one. We have physical and over Zoom appointments, so whichever fits your needs best. You will also be meeting with an advisor during orientation. And then one of the main questions is how many times can we meet with an advisor? You can meet with us as many times as you'd like. And that can be either through an informal drop-in or through an appointment. So what about classes? So we do have frosh orientation as well as for transfer. So you are going to be getting some information about that sent to your SJSU email. So if you haven't activated that SJSU email account, you want to do so and check that frequently, as that's where the main communications will go to regarding registration. And during those events, you will meet with an advisor. For freshmen, it's going to be with one of us in the Success Center. And then for transfers, it's going to be your major advisor. So for classes, we do have a few different tools that we use here at San Jose State, and they are called My GPS. And so it includes a roadmap. There's some online tools within your MySJSU portal, which is your My Progress and your My Planner. And these are all different tools that they will also go over during orientation. There's also a lot of online resources on how to use these tools. And mainly they're used to either plan out or see your degree completion so far. And so we'll use them in advising appointments, but you also have access to them as students. So it's definitely a really good resource to look into.
Okay, thank you, Angela. Before we go into the next component, we're going to talk a little bit about our Lurie College community and some of our student supports. Are there questions about orientation or registering for classes? That's a loaded question, huh? Yeah, Ariana, go ahead.
So just to be clear, so like, for example, I'm a transfer student, so we need to check our email, and then we will be discussing our classes for the fall prior to our mandatory orientation day.
So there's a couple of things that are going to happen. As soon as you do your intent to enroll, you sign up for an orientation session, right? And then once you've committed, your San Jose State email is going to be active. Go ahead and check that on a regular basis, because our team is going to be sending you some links to some of these tools that Angela mentioned, like your degree roadmap, so that you can kind of get a sense of which classes you'll need to register for the fall session. And then when you come to orientation, you're actually going to have FaceTime. It's going to be in person. You'll be with us, and you'll be with your major advisor, and they're going to go over again, kind of your degree roadmap and reinforce which classes you'll want to register for the fall. And that's the time too that you can connect with the major advisor, make an appointment to do some follow-up one-on-one discussion around, like, I've got this class I'm still working on at community college. Is it going to transfer over for this? Those kinds of individual pieces we'll address during advising over the summer. So it's really key that you check your SJSU email. That's the only way that we're going to communicate with you.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Any other questions about orientation or registration? So you will have a lot of help. We will help you, but you just have to make sure that you are communicating with us via email through your SJSU email. And Santiago posted a question. Do you pick your classes during orientation? Yes. So for incoming frosh, you cannot register until the day of orientation. And the same goes for transfers this summer. So you'll need to wait until orientation to actually put those classes in your schedule for the fall. But you will do that in conjunction with your advisors. We'll help you every step of the way.
I have a question.
Yeah, Cynthia, go ahead.
So once we complete the intent to enroll, we'll just get the roadmap, right? We won't be able to register for the classes.
Correct. So once you complete your intent to enroll on May 1st, I get a list of everybody that has committed. And then after May 1st, I message everybody with like the registration information, some next steps, what to expect at orientation. So yeah, you won't be able to actually like build your schedule, but you'll be able to see which classes you'll need to take.
And that intent to enroll, where could I log in to complete that?
So I've got the link on the very last slide. It's on the next steps page. So we'll highlight that at the end. Good question though.
Okay. And how long does it take to complete it? Is it like questions or what is it about? I'm not too sure.
It's just committing. So it's just saying, yes, I want to be at San Jose State. It is signing up for an orientation. And then there's a deposit that you pay for orientation.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Okay. I see one more question. Okay, I'm going to answer that one in the chat. And I'm going to pass the mic over to Francesca to talk about our Lurie College community.
Yes, thank you, Janine. Yes, we have a very robust Lurie College community. We are very much back in person. So we are definitely holding a lot of in-person events. There are lots of ways to build community. One of the first things I definitely want to highlight that's been, and this has been taken on a lot by our advisor, Marcela Alvarez, who unfortunately is not here today, but it's the Promise Group. So if you identify as a first generation student and are coming in and really are just looking to build community, have a place where you can meet, talk to other like-minded people, there's a lot of activities that you can do. Maricela always holds events for the Promise Group. And it's just also a way to gain friends. So if you're someone that's really about that or is interested in that, we really encourage you to come and join or think about joining our Promise Group. There is an interest form, which we can go ahead and put that link in the chat. So if you're interested, feel free to fill out the interest form and we'll be sure to connect with you around that. And then we also have additional clubs and organizations that you can be a part of through SJSU. So if you're looking to develop some leadership or be a part of some clubs or, continue that extension of community, there's a lot of different clubs and organizations you can be a part of here at SJSU. We have our CHAD Club, which is our Child and Adolescent Development Club. We have our ASL, so that's for American Sign Language. We also have our National Student Speech Language Hearing Association. That's related to students who are communicative disorders. And then we have our Early Childhood Student Alumni Network. So for individuals who are just interested or focused on working with young children. So very much a lot of community. And in addition to our Promise Group, our peer mentors also hold a lot of stuff on campus as well for you to participate in. So definitely abundance of stuff. So come visit us in the Student Success Center. We'll be happy to serve you.
Thanks, Francesca. And I'm going to put Maggie and Edith on the spot because I know that they both have had experiences with several of these organizations. So could you share a little bit about your experiences with those?
Yeah, I can go ahead and share. My experiences have definitely shaped my college experience like really well, like within the clubs and within like meeting new people, getting close to like a lot of like the faculty members that are involved sometimes in these clubs. It's like super, super rewarding because you get to see like your network kind of build a little bit. So it's super rewarding in that way. You also make friends. I've had friends that I met through the Promise group that I'm still communicating with to this day. And even like I can come across them asking questions about like, oh, like, did you take this class? How was your experience? And things like that. So you're really like building your network, and it's really, really supportive. And yeah, I really, really enjoyed being part of these clubs.
Same here. I was part of the Promise group, and I still am, like on and off, on and off, on and off right now because of my time and my schedule. But it was definitely a good community for me to be a part of, especially my first year, because it gave me like students to connect with, and as well as like the people leading it. It was great having them as a mentor. So I really appreciated getting that opportunity.
Awesome. Thanks, Maggie. Thanks, Edith. Okay, so Annie's going to talk a little bit about next steps. All right.
Okay, thank you, Janine. So yeah, we just wanted to talk about some additional resources and opportunities. We wanted to encourage you to apply for scholarships. You can do that by going to the financial aid website, and you still have time. You have that's by May 1st. The Lurie College specifically, we have a lot of opportunities and scholarships, and every year we offer a lot of money, and it doesn't hurt to just try and just apply, because you never know. We're always trying to award a lot of scholarships. And then we also wanted you to connect with us on social media. So we have the Lurie College Instagram, and our Student Success Center, we have an Instagram, and that's where we post a lot about our social events or upcoming workshops, not just in our college too, also like other, like the Career Center, events. So yeah, we hope you guys can connect with us there. And then, like Janine mentioned, we want you to complete your intent to enroll as soon as possible. That way, the earlier you complete that, then you'll get your orientation date. And then the earlier you do that, then you can register for your classes. So yeah, so we really encourage you to do that as soon as possible. And then also we have the link here, so that when you were asking, Ariana, when you're asking about Cynthia, the Admitted Spartans Day, that's where you can go to click on those links. And then they ask for the webinars and the next steps on the process. So that's an important link. And like everyone has said, check your SJSU email. It's so important. Everything definitely through us, we communicate through that. So definitely once you do your intent to enroll, check your email, SJSU email. And then also, if you have any questions, you can email us at our Lurie College email. That's the main email. So I check that on a regular basis. So feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions about anything, any support. We're here to help you. So those are some of the reminders.
Thanks, Annie.